I'm Ash Champagne,
I'm Lincoln Cole.
and this is our psychology and film presentation. Owen Hart helped make a majority of the slides, so he's not in town, but we still have to do the assignment.
Alright, so our character's name is Private Leonard Lawrence, aka Private Pyle. This portion of the movie is set in Paris Island, 1968, during the winter. Private Pyle is a recruit undergoing Marine basic training during the Vietnam War. Private Pyle is somewhat socially inept and having a hard time connecting with the other recruits. He's constantly getting the platoon in trouble and people bully him for it. He eventually breaks and takes a loaded rifle, shoots and kills the drill instructor and then himself.
Okay, so for the diagnosis, we suspect that Private Pyle suffers from autism and symptoms of complex PTSD. Autism is a neurodevelopmental condition characterized by persistent deficits in social communication and interaction per the DSM-5. Complex PTSD is a severe mental disorder that can develop from prolonged, repeated exposure to traumatic events, often during childhood.
Our evidence is autism. The evidence that Private Pyle suffers from autism is due to his lack of understanding, specifically in the scene where the drill instructor orders him to choke himself. Throughout the entire scene, Pyle lacked the knowledge to understand what the drill instructor was asking. This is evidence of autism due to Pyle's little interpretation of the instructions. Throughout the movie, he also has problems with the social cues, such as when the drill instructor was ordering him to stop smiling, when he couldn't grasp the importance of that order. And then,
You think I'm cute, Private Pyle? Do you think I'm funny?
Sir, no, sir.
Then wipe that disgusting grin off your face.
Sir, yes, sir.
One of these fucking times, sweetheart.
Sir, I'm trying, sir.
Private Pyle, I'm gonna give you 3 seconds. Exactly 3 fucking seconds to wipe that stupid-looking grin off your face, or I will gouge out your eyeballs and skull fuck you. 1, 2, 3.
Sir, I can't help it, sir.
Bullshit! Get on your knees, scumbag! Now choke yourself. God damn it, with my hand, numbnuts! Don't pull my fucking hand over there. I said choke yourself. Now lean forward and choke yourself.
So for our evidence for complex PTSD is based on the continued mental degradation and humiliation throughout Private Pyle's time in basic training. One example is hyperarousal and reactivity. Pyle's behavior leading up to this eventual suicide in the bathroom or head was composed of trembling, dilated pupils, and erratic breathing, which are all symptoms of extreme agitation that are often associated with people who have complex PTSD. Another example that this was in fact complex PTSD was the fact that he had finished basic training and didn't have to deal with the drill instructor anymore, but he still went through with the act. In the scene where he's getting his MOS, he appears non-reactive towards the people around him, and he has become completely disassociated with his whole situation. Another example is social isolation. Pyle withdraws from the platoon after constant abuse and bullying. He seems to have lost interest and is depicted as detached from reality, all while being berated constantly because of it.
Pyle. Number Pyle!
Sir, yes, sir.
You forget your fucking name? All 300 infantry. You made it. Perkin.
Sir, yes, sir.
Alright, autism and complex PTSD impacted Private Pyle's life greatly. Pyle was put into a very hostile environment that he had to navigate through alone because he was an outcast. The impact that was most apparent within the movie was the bullying and harassment. He kept getting the unit in trouble due to his lack of social understanding. This then became constant berating and bullying by the other members of his unit. This bullying led to Pyle underperforming at his duties and training, leading to more group punishment and more bullying, turning into a vicious downward cycle. Due to Pyle already having pre-existing mental issues, it would make sense that he would have a hard time navigating his emotions, and this is proven by his mental break and eventual murder-suicide at the end of the first part of the movie.
The treatment plan that we would use would be psychotherapy. This therapy takes place with a trained licensed mental health professional, such as a psychologist or psychiatrist. Supportive therapies like group therapy and medication, usually antidepressants, may also be integrated to address specific symptoms and promote overall well-being. It is appropriate for this disorder because it can provide support, education, and guidance for Private Pyle to help him function better and increase his well-being. Some of the ethical concerns with psychotherapy would be confidentiality, informed consent, professional boundaries, and avoiding exploitation from Private Pyle. The cultural and societal barriers that would have stopped Private Pyle from receiving treatment would be the fact he was a man drafted for the Vietnam War in 1967. At the time, men, especially in the military, were not given opportunities to receive medicine or therapy of any sort. Men back then were often told to just tough it out.
Alright, I believe that Private Pile is an accurate representation of autism and complex PTSD. Autism is portrayed through Private Pile's struggle to understand social cues and his repetitive, sometimes ritualistic behaviors. Complex PTSD can be suspected in Private Pile because his drawn-out periods of exposure to trauma also seems to suffer from mood swings, which can be a sign of complex PTSD. In our culture, people with autism are seen as stupid and sometimes worthless, when people suffering from autism can be more beneficial to society than those without it. People with complex PTSD can be seen as weak-minded and are told to just get over it, when it is much more difficult than that. Most people with this condition need treatment and have been exposed to multiple events that induce trauma and struggle to stay in a healthy mental space. Through cinema and films, people can gain a broader understanding of certain stigmatized topics, such as the ones that we have discussed. In movies such as Fight Club, certain mental disorders like schizophrenia are shown and brought to light. This can lead more people to see the effects of these disorders and bring the awareness to those who suffer.
For the cultural perspective, I believe that these disorders are not diagnosed in all countries and cultures. Some cultures believe that there are bad spirits or demons and need to be removed through various practices. Other cultures might see the DSM-5 as wrong and go against their belief systems. Autism and complex PTSD might be dealt with through unorthodox methods that can harm or kill people suffering from these disorders. If Private Pile had gone to a therapist, I believe that he could have been diagnosed with major depressive disorder, as it had been adopted into the DSM-3 prior to the time frame of the movie. This disorder also encompasses symptoms of complex PTSD, and a therapist would have downplayed how bad his condition actually was. I do not think it's possible that Private Pile would have been diagnosed with complex PTSD, as it was identified as a disorder in 1988, whereas the movie was set in 1967. I do believe he could have been diagnosed with autism, as that was identified as a disorder in 1943.